Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. May we now kindly invite the President to lead the ribbon-cutting ceremony for the battery energy storage system. Assisting the President are SMC President Mr. Ramon Ang and Energy Secretary Rafael P.M. Lotilla. Witnessing the ceremony are House Speaker Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez, Senator Raffy Tulfo, Congressman Lord Alan J. Velasco, Governor Jose S. Garcia III, and our distinguished guests. At the count of 3, Mr. President. 1, 2, 3! Thank you, Mr. President and Mr. Ramon Ang and our distinguished guests. At this juncture, may we kindly invite the President and our distinguished guests for a quick site tour of our BESS facility.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. You may now be seated. To deliver his message, may we call on San Miguel Corporation President, Mr. Ramon Ang.
Your Excellency President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to welcome you to the inauguration of this 50 megawatt battery energy storage systems facilities, or BESS, here in Limay, Bataan. This is one of the 32 facilities with a combined capacity of 1,000 megawatt that San Miguel Group has been building and targeting to complete by the end of this year, December. It is the first of its kind in the Philippines and one of the largest integrated grid-scale battery energy storage project in the world. Mr. President, BESS can have a transformative impact on the economy and the lives of our countrymen. Strategically located in various parts of the country, our BESS facilities can instantly increase peak systems supply to meet our growing energy demand post-pandemic. With BESS providing significant portion of peak supply, existing baseload power plant can run continuously and operating more efficiently, resulting in lower electricity rate for Filipino consumer. We need to make sure that everyone, regardless of location and socio-economic status, will have the access, reliable, affordable electricity as part of the legacy of Marcos administration. At this point, may we request everyone to please watch a short video we prepared showcasing the power of this technology to create a better, more sustainable future of our country and the rest of Filipino people. Maraming salamat po.
At San Miguel Global Power, we are energizing a sustainable future through our battery energy storage systems, or BESS. Our BESS facilities contribute to San Miguel Global Power's commitment of expanding the country's energy mix and pave the way for more sustainable energy. Designed with advanced lithium-ion battery technologies, BESS provides swift, smart, and efficient ancillary services to support grid stability through frequency regulation. Always online, highly reliable, uniquely flexible and scalable, requires no fuel, faster and cheaper to construct. BESS stores surplus energy when demand is low and delivers it when demand is high, which helps meet peak demand without needing more fuel or power plants to provide peak power supply. Energizing cities, villages, and homes with quality power they can always rely on. BESS enables a more robust integration of sustainable energy into the grid by addressing the intermittent nature of renewable energy sources such as solar and wind. Operating with zero wastes, zero GHG emissions, zero noise pollution, and zero water extraction, BESS is a safe, clean, and scalable technology. San Miguel Global Power's venture into battery energy storage technology started in 2018 with the acquisition of the 10-megawatt Masinloc BESS. It is the first cutting-edge technology of its kind, not only in the Philippines, but in all of Southeast Asia, making it a landmark milestone in supporting the integration of up to 5,000 megawatts of renewable energy into the grid. San Miguel Global Power is poised to becoming one of the world's largest grid-scale operators of BESS technology with the completion of 1,000 megawatts of BESS facilities this 2023. With the commercial operations of 32 BESS facilities nationwide, we are ushering in a new era for the Philippine energy industry. An era where reliable, high-quality energy pulses consistently through a stable, optimized grid, and renewable energy becomes a part of the diverse power mix that energizes the country. Through this industry-changing technology, we are empowering the Philippines towards a cleaner and more sustainable future. San Miguel Global Power, giving you the power to celebrate life.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr.
Thank you very much. Please take your seat. Thank you very much, Energy Secretary Papulotilla, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, who is here with us today, Speaker Martin Romualdez. He is joined by other members of the legislature who I saw during the ribbon cutting. Ayan, si Kong Garcia is here. And some, I saw a senator or two. Ayan si Senator Raffy. Kasama talaga natin. And second Congressman Lord Blasco. They are the Senator Raffy and Kong Lord are the chairman of the energy committees in the respective houses. Of course, the father of the province of Bataan, Governor Jose Enrique Garcia, full name, the proponent of this very forward-looking project of battery energy storage, the President and CEO of San Miguel, our friend and longtime partner in development, Ramon Ang. My fellow workers in government, our partners from the private sector who are here today, the other distinguished guests who have joined us for this occasion, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is a great pleasure to also finally see what we have been talking about. The CEO of San Miguel, Ramon Ang, has been discussing this program with me for a very long time since we started talking about how to solve some of the problems that we are facing in terms of energy supply in the Philippines. And I am very happy now that we are able to join you for the inauguration of the San Miguel's battery energy storage system here in Limay, Bataan. I will not, it cannot be overstated, and I want to highlight how greatly significant this project is for our country. It holds true as well for other projects of similar nature and purpose that are currently in the works across our archipelago. The government highly encourages and approves of all these projects. As we all know, the problems that we have here in the Philippines in terms of energy supply, in terms of energy costs, are one of the biggest obstacles when we talk to potential investors to come to the Philippines. This is will be part of the solution, so that we can say that we are competitive now in terms of electricity rates and reliability and availability of power. They support and bear a tremendous impact on our 8-point socio-economic agenda. In my State of the Nation address, I stressed the importance of increasing the use of renewable energy. It's just why I'm glad we are making strides in this area. But as much as we desire to rely on renewable energy, we know that electricity generated from sources such as solar, wind, water are sometimes can be considered intermittent. They cannot function continuously and perfectly because of inherent factors and other circumstances beyond our control, such as the wind blowing or the sun shining. So introducing a storage component into the overall energy infrastructure provides the crucial support mechanism that shall optimize these resources, make them more efficient and reliable. With this technology in place, storage of power is made possible. Power could be stored when not needed or in times of oversupply and released whenever required on when there is undersupply. We have a little experience because the first commercial wind farm in Southeast Asia was put up in Ilocos Norte while I was governor. And the analysis always of our wind farms is very simple in that we have, at the time, we had to be able to make back the power supply from the months of October to March. Because if we do not make it back during that time, it is not a viable project. It was helped along by the provision of carbon credits, but that the WTO was providing for a while. But however, the most important thing, the most important problem was that precisely the peak supply does not necessarily coincide with the peak load. And there was also the problem, very simple problem, of how we can guarantee supply of the base load. And this is generally used by industrial plants, and because the cost of power is lower, they run at night. Many of them run 24 hours a day. And so that was always a problem. This is now the solution to that problem. And it doesn't necessarily apply only to wind farms, doesn't necessarily apply to only solar. It applies to all kinds of power that that we are able to use. The strategy before, I remember the Bataan nuclear power plant. Well, since a nuclear power plant cannot really be turned off and on very easily, we had to find a way to store the energy, and that was why Caliraya Lakes was created. And those lakes were created as an energy storage system. When the load was low, we would pump water up the mountain and fill up the lake. And when we needed extra power, then we would use the full production of the Bataan nuclear power plant, and added to that will be the hydroelectric power that we will use by releasing the water that we had pumped up to Sierra Lakes. However, unfortunately, the Bataan nuclear power plant was never in operation. But you can see the advancements that we have now. That was a very, shall we say, involved kind of energy storage system because it was at a very large scale. However, that now we no longer need to construct all of those facilities. We no longer need to put in that kind of infrastructure. All we need now are these battery farms that we are seeing today. And that is why it is extremely encouraging for those of us who are always trying to find ways to, one, increase the supply of power, secondly, decrease the cost of power, and thirdly, improve the mix of traditional sources of power and renewable sources of power. So these are the elements that are impacting the decisions that we make when we are trying to improve the systems that we have for power supply and for the cost of power. Again, as I said, the BESS, or the battery energy storage system, certainly will form a very important part of that formula that will solve these problems that I had just gone through. See? Because it is novel, it is innovative, it is full of promise, this battery energy storage system. This technology is carving a distinct path towards a more energy secure and sustainable future for the country. It is clean. It has zero emission, zero water extraction, no noise pollution. Given the increasing generation of renewable energy, it is vital then that we advance and incorporate energy storage systems, or ESS, in our overall energy infrastructure. Indeed, it promises great rewards for our country. Not only will we be able to generate sufficient, reliable, and clean energy, leading to more affordability of energy, and of course generate jobs for our people, green jobs in the process, so that is a fulfillment of many of the wishes that we have for the energy system in the country. This is the wave of the wave of the future that is already in fact here. It holds many of the keys to the survival and self-sufficiency of the country. So let us give it the recognition it deserves and encouragement from government. We congratulate our visionary private sector partners for embarking on these key big-ticket investments that help strengthen the foundations of our nation and guarantee its security and self-sufficiency in the decades ahead. San Miguel Corporation, at 130 years old, certainly shows no sign of aging or of laying low. Quite the contrary. They are, as ever, leaders in the various industries, in the various sectors in which they are involved. So San Miguel, for that reason, San Miguel remains competitive and vibrant as ever, still possessing that Midas touch in practically anything that it lays its hands on, from beverage to food to concrete structures, now this time to energy development. And I think your San Miguel CEO, Ramon Ang, deserves a round of applause for all of these innovations that he has introduced in the country. So we will continue to be a partner with you, the government, and the Filipino people. As the immortal line goes, iba na yung may pinagsamahan. You have other BESS projects in the pipeline, accounting for 95% of BOI approved projects with 2,000 megawatts total capacity distributed across the country. I and the rest of the Filipino people look forward to the rollout of these projects in the near future. Let us consider ourselves fortunate that we are here at the birth of this project at this late stage as it goes online in the grid and begins to serve Filipino people. But despite this, what this administration can commit to is to guarantee all the support mechanisms to our investors and to act as a genuine partner in a mutually beneficial relationship. We will improve the policy and regulatory framework for the renewable energy industry, especially for ESS technology, to encourage further development of our fledgling renewables industry. The Department of Energy is currently working on an improved and expanded version of our ESS policy. Our legislation and the rules that we have to catch up with the technology. Unfortunately, the general tendency is for government to be a little behind private sector in this regard. We will try to redress that balance. We are also aiming to increase the share of renewables in our total generation mix, and we encourage those investments that will add to the renewable supply in our country. We will streamline, harmonize the regulatory framework at the national and local levels to ensure ease of doing business, to take down unnecessary regulatory burdens, and this is all part of our agenda to improve bureaucratic efficiency and sound fiscal management for a much better, more streamlined, more efficient system. All this with a view to further encourage and incentivize private sector and allow them reasonable returns on their investments. With this mutually beneficial working relationship in the field of energy, we all function effectively towards an attainment of our ambition of strongly rooted, comfortable, and secure lives of our citizenry, as well as a healthy and vibrant business continuity for both the government and the private sector. So together, we will spur further advancements and reforms in our country. Soon, not only will the Philippines have attained energy security, but it will also gain the recognition and the respect of the world as an advocate of clean energy and other green and resource-efficient practices. Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat at mabuhay ang sambayan ng Pilipino. I congratulate San Miguel Corporation, all of those who have been involved in this project, the LGUs in Bataan. This is a very important day for us. We will be watching closely on how we can apply these technologies all around the country. Maraming salamat po at maganda pong tanghali.
Thank you very much, Mr. President.